Hurricane Irma caused catastrophic destruction as it made its way through the northern Caribbean as a Category 5 storm. It will more than likely take several months, if not years, to rebuild the foundation in some of the places it hit the hardest, including Barbuda, St. Martin, the Turks and Caicos, and Cuba. It developed from a tropical wave that came about off the West African coast 2 days prior. It grew to a Category 2 storm within a day. Irma's intensity grew in the following days and became a Category 4 hurricane on September 4th. A day later, it became a Category 5 and wreaked havoc on the British and U.S. Virgin Islands. That Friday, the hurricane downgraded back to a Category 4, while its winds kept speeds up to 150 miles per hour. The storm reached Florida the next day. From there, Irma weakened drastically to a tropical storm, and it headed inland toward Georgia and Alabama. That same day, the storm dissolved over western Tennessee. At one point, Irma was the strongest hurricane the National Hurricane Center had ever recorded in the Atlantic while it was a Category 5 storm. The damage estimated from Irma is up to $100 billion. But Alex, why did Irma weaken once it was over Tennessee? Now there's a great question, Alex. Why don't I tell you why? As Irma traveled on the northwestern coast of Florida, it began to lose energy because it lost warm water, or its main energy source. Once hurricanes hit land, they rapidly downgrade due to the lack of warm air above a warm ocean. When the ocean is heated by the sun, that water vapor takes energy into the atmosphere. As you learned in class, warm air rises, and as it does so, the process of condensation releases heat. The heat warms the air surrounded and causes more and more water to evaporate, therefore creating an engine that can help feed the expansion of a hurricane. Wow, thanks! Now here's what FEMA Administrator Brock Long had to say regarding this storm.
A threat that is going to devastate the United States and either Florida or some of the southeastern states. This is a complex forecast. Anybody from Alabama to North Carolina should be watching this storm very closely. The forecast and the direct impacts of this storm have yet to be determined because, one, it's a very powerful storm, but the nature of the curve in that forecast after 72 hours is going to be the key to see who gets the worst impacts here. It's not a question of if Florida is going to be impacted, it's a question of how bad Florida is going to be impacted and where the storms ends up over the next 4 to 5 days as it passes inland.